Y'all see what part we on, but I'm about to do a small recap. In part 1, we got introduced to Retreat at Lancaster. It's an inpatient mental health facility. And we're talking about them because 2 of their CEOs themselves, after they got in so much financial debt that they couldn't pay their employees, they couldn't pay the health benefits that they had for the employees, not to mention almost $5 million that they owed to this investment firm. So naturally, a judge froze their funds. And so this is them, by the way. So they went to the judge and they said, okay, can you please free up our funds because we're trying to pay our employees. We can't make payroll. And then 2 days later, they came back and said, okay. Can you free up our funds because we're trying to pay these people that we owe $5 million to? And the judge denied it. And that's when this guy here himself. And then shortly after, he did the same. And so now the judge is trying to appoint somebody as overseer of the company so that they can kind of get the affairs in order. And remember that investment firm that I said they owed $5 million to? Why are they in line to try to be the overseer? Moving on to part 2. Now, after they themselves, the judge acknowledged that act by saying that the company was in disarray. And I want y'all to get in the comments, do you think the judge has a guilty conscience? Because while I see why they didn't unfreeze the funds, it seemed like that was kind of the last straw for SCORE. Now, remember I said that when the owners were asking the judge to unfreeze the funds, at first they said it was for payroll. And then 2 days later, they came back and said that it was so that they could pay Lapis. That's the investment firm that they owed $5 million to. And so after they themselves, their attorney came back because the company is still in court. The attorneys that are representing them, or I guess now the company, says that when we put that filing in, our intent was to pay these people that $5 million. But now we don't know what to do because the 2 people that we were representing, they are deceased. And of course, the Lapis people had to come out and say, look, we made many attempts to work with them and they said no. But don't forget, they are in line to be the overseers of this company now that the 2 owners are. So I don't know how much we trust them. Come to find out, there is a 3rd owner. His name is David Silberstein. And so now he's taking over the financial aspects, trying to figure out what happened. So he had to be honest and say that the company did not make any payments towards this almost $5 million that they owed Lapis, nor have they met payroll or other obligations in recent weeks. And he tried to say these recent events have taken place because of that freeze on our account, to which the judge said, well, that money didn't belong to you because for the 400th time, they owed these people about $5 million. Then they brought up somewhere in the books where it says that Silberstein's own financial company owes money to the Retreat. But they said that it was just an error and that SCORE actually testified to that before he passed away. And what SCORE actually said was, well, what we do is if the Florida location is doing better, we'll take money from the Florida location and put it in the Pennsylvania location. If the Pennsylvania location is doing better, we'll take that money and put it into the Florida location. Now, please get in the comments and correct me if I'm wrong. Ain't that a Ponzi scheme? And after all of that, the judge decided that David Silberstein obviously had no intention or the ability to pay off these debts, because that's what this hearing was about, trying to figure out how these debts are going to get paid. The next hearing is for August the 14th, and if y'all care, I'll be back with more updates.